Hey there. Welcome to Diary of a Christian, and I'm Keisha. And we are about 6 days away from the new year. And if you look at the date, today is Christmas. And I'm doing Christmas alone yet again this year in 2024. The majority of my adulthood, I have spent Christmas alone. And like many of you, that caused some low and sad moments for me. I was depressed for most of those years because typically I would go, my grandmother does the cooking for our family during the holiday season, and I would go over, of course, to spend a little time there, grab a plate and go home. And that was tough for me. Social media could be, a blessing and also a trigger for some. And you would see everyone Christmas Eve prepping for the dinner for the next day, and they're with their family, their friends or significant others, and they have on their pajamas and all color coordinated. And I remember I would say, God, I want to have matching pajamas and do all the things with my family, but in my family, we just didn't do that, and I found myself around this time of year very sad, very low. And so today I am actually doing Christmas alone. As you can see, I'm in my car, and I am where I live. I am at the lake. And there are actually some people out here, not a lot, but there are some people out here doing the same thing I'm doing, just chillaxing. And so, but the interesting thing is that God has had me in an interesting place for the last several seasons. To be honest, since about 2020, around COVID time, when we were in quarantine or, confined to our homes because of the catastrophe and crisis that was going on at that time. But more specifically, God has been really dealing with me this last year. I've learned more in this last year than I have in my entire life, it seems, because God has honed in on a lot of areas in my life. I feel like all at the same time, but good things that He wanted to work on in me. And so it's actually been an amazing journey, because within the journey, God gave me real, true peace. And I must say, you don't know what peace is until God gives you peace, because peace was created by God. And our definition and understanding of peace really is not peace. Because usually the peace that humanity has created is associated with things, with people. And when people or things malfunction in our lives, when they don't give us what we want in the way that we want it, how we want it, then it jeopardizes our peace. It steals away our peace. And that's not real true peace. And so when it's connected to those things, God never created peace to be connected to things or people. It's only connected to Him. Because the fact of the matter is, we are going to experience life. There's going to be good and bad things that happen, which are tough things. We're going to go through tests and trials. But God has this innate, beautiful ability that when He gives you peace, that it doesn't matter what the circumstances are. It doesn't matter what is going on. you can still be happy, have joy, and peace in the midst of the catastrophe that could be potentially going on in your life. And that is what is mind-blowing to me. It was one of the most mind-blowing things, because being alone isn't always a bad thing. Being alone is actually a form of freedom if you really look at it through the lens of God, right? I'm not married. I don't have any children. And so are some of you in that position as well right now within your life. And some people, may have a lifetime of that type of lifestyle. And then there's many of us to where this is temporary, although it may have been this may be your first year, first month, or first week, or 10th year, 15th or 20th year of feeling like you're alone. And you're really not. Of course, God is always with us, and he's everywhere at the same time. So you're really truly never alone. But as it pertains to someone being with you being able to experience life with and enjoy life with experiences and things of that nature, for some of us, we're doing it alone. And so it's Christmas time, and being alone could actually be a beautiful thing. If you're seeing this video, if it showed up on your feed, if you found this video, it's for you to know that you can be alone and happy. You can travel if you decided to travel for the holidays. Like, allow life to be an adventure for you. If you decide that you want to take a trip for the holidays, you can do that. If you decided to, you can cook your full spread just like everyone else and enjoy it. But I can say that for many years, I would be depressed at home in the bed, crying, wishing that I had someone to spend the holidays with, wishing that my family and I were more close to do those types of things. And then within this last year, it's just this year in 2024 has been drastically different for me. It's not like the normal excitement that you have when the year is about to end, there's about to be a new year, you set your goals, I have my New Year's resolutions, whoop-de-whoop. I'm excited about that. This year feels so different. And I believe it's because God gave me real, true peace. I remember I had a therapist years ago tell me, after listening to me answer some of the questions that she was asking me, and she was a believer as well, so I feel like that made it even better. And she said, it sounds like to me that you don't stop and smell the roses, meaning you don't live in the moment. And at the time I was like, oh, okay. And believe it or not, it sounded so good, and it just went right over my head at that time. But now I understand. God, I'm here at the lake, and it's quiet, it's peaceful, it's serene, and I get to see God's beauty in nature, right? Because I didn't realize that I was moving so quickly throughout the hustle and bustle of life. I was doing so much that my body was tired. I was tired mentally, emotionally, because I was doing so much just to keep up, just to live life. And God was like, nope, I'm about to put you in a season of rest. You are about to rest. I'm about to make you get somewhere and sit your wonderful hips down and rest. And what that did for me is priceless. And many of us, it was an interesting transition for me because I felt like I was being lazy. I felt like I wasn't doing enough, wasn't being productive enough, any of that. And then God started the process. I didn't realize how important it was to rest. Allow God to refresh me, refill me, renew me, and just focus on those little small things that we don't think may be preventing us from walking out completely the will of God for our lives. Functioning at a high, like we hear the term nowadays of being a high functioning individual, but allowing God to equip us to function for Him at a very, very high level, to hit those areas that God wants to bring change to and really truly make an impact. And so when you're in a season of rest and when you're doing life alone, it allows you to become more sensitive to the things around you, more sensitive to you, with the things that are within you. And God gets to really hone in on the areas that He wants to make better, that He wants to strengthen, which ultimately impacts your life to have a more functional, amazing, abundant life the way God intended for us as His children to have. And so I was like, wow, it was like the biggest revelation because it allowed God, God just came in, and we fear being alone for some reason. We feel like we always got to be around people. Some of us are literally afraid to be by ourselves and be left alone with our thoughts. But really, we're left alone with God to really deal with us on the great things as well as the good things, right? And I think it's a trick of the enemy to make us feel like we can't be alone, like being isolated, for if you will, is a bad thing. And it can be a dangerous thing if you're not healthy up here, right? If you have toxic or stinking thinking up here, right? And allowing the enemy to, consume your thoughts, and it literally being a battlefield of the mind. And Joyce Myers has a great book about that. And I just want to tell you that it doesn't have to be like that, right? It doesn't have to be like that. It's Christmas. Enjoy. Having real true peace is freedom, for real. You get to get up and do what you want to do, how you want to do it, when you want to do it, within the confinements of making sure you're checking in with God, that He's okay with what He wants you to be doing for the day or for the year, right? But life can be enjoyable alone with just you and Jesus. Now, with that being said, it's okay to do life as well with, you may have friends, or that they may include you with joining in and spending time with them for the holidays, and that's okay. Right? I'll say this. I am actually believing, this is a prayer of mine, because I love family. Family was created by God. And my prayer is that God will give me instructions or strategy on how, because my family is more, everyone's kind of off to themselves. But then, like every other family, there's things that go on that cause people to there to be a wedge, a distance. And I am believing for God to bring my family together, especially for around the holidays, because family is important. It's important. If you don't have anything else or anyone else, you should have your family. Family is important. It's important for us to do life together, for us to get together and love on each other and enjoy each other while we are here. That's so important. And so, in the meantime, until that happens, enjoy, kick your feet up, rest, have fun, make your favorite dish, get in your cute, comfy clothes and Netflix or watch a movie or travel, take a trip somewhere. But I just want you to know that although today is Christmas, Merry Christmas. And I know there's a lot of talk going on about Christmas and what it is. Oh, it's a pagan holiday and all of that. But for those of us that's been walking with God for some time, we understand and know that Christmas is not about the stuff. It's not about the gifts. It's not about blowing your budget, on all of this stuff and having financial difficulties, making ends meet after it's all over because you've spent all of your money or too much of your money. We know and understand that Christmas is actually about the birth of Jesus. Me, I love to host. I love decorations. I love light. I don't know what it is, but I'm a lights girl. I love lights. And so I enjoy doing those things. But as believers, we are celebrating the birth of Jesus. The fact that he was really born. God wrapped himself up in flesh and literally came through a real woman, through the womb of a woman, and he lived a real life here on earth. And we are here simply because of him. And so we're celebrating the fact that he lived, that he was here, that he has a birthday. And so what better way to celebrate Jesus being alive than with your family, than with being happy, having peace, enjoying life. That is what it's about. God is for family. God is for peace. And I tell you, we do not know peace until God gives us peace. It's his, he created it, and he meant it for us. And so this year has been interesting, but I'm so excited. Despite all of the crazy things that are going on in the world, I'm excited about 2025. Even if I'm doing it alone, because it doesn't have to be connected to, 2025 is going to be my year to be married and for my husband or mate to find me. It don't have to be associated with none of the materialistic things, because that wasn't God's true intention. Allow God to give you peace in being alone. It's okay to be alone. Because at the end of the day, and the truth is, you won't be alone for forever. God did not create us to be alone and do life with no one. And you don't have to be married to do life with people. Don't allow Satan to trick you into believing that. I know I spent many years alone on Christmas. And it became tougher when my mother passed away. And then it became even more tougher when one of my sisters passed away, whom I was very, very close to. It became tougher until God gave me real true peace. And my prayer is for you to have the same. Yes, it's Christmas. You made it. You're alive. Praise God for that. But I never want you to look at Christmas alone. If you're going to be alone, I never want you to look at it the same again. Because doing life alone can be enjoyable. I'm a testament to that. So be excited. And I know it can be easier said than done for some of you, because some of you may be being alone for the first time for so many different reasons. But you're not alone because you're watching this video with me. Okay? So you're not alone. We're together in this, honey, whether if you are a woman or male. So I don't want this video to be too long. I just want to let you know that although you are alone on Christmas, you're not alone. Okay? So I think that may be all. This is my second time recording this video because, believe it or not, I recorded it at first and my Bluetooth was on and it was no sound. So, but I'm not going to let that get me down. I recorded it all over just for you. So